Uncut sounds.
Let's take them for the YC. You shooting a movie, meet us on the set. We at YC. Battle tested, Generation X. Ayy, YC, wanna smoke? You know where it's at. At the YC with it, gotta know what to expect. Yeah, YC, yeah, that's where everybody be. Ayy, YC. Last year we gave the folk the key to the YC. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the YC? Pull up and I get out here and freeze. Ayy, yeah, this is where it start at. Where your skills, where your rank, where your heart at. Where your fans, where your coaches, where your squad at. It's how you finish up the drill, it don't matter where you start at. Ayy, this is where all the games get litty. Ayy, yeah, tell me who gon' take it back to they city. Yeah, ayy, this is where all the greatest teams be. Game week, yeah, you know where to find me. Let's take them for the YC. You shooting a movie, meet us on the set. We at YC. Battle tested, Generation X. Ayy, YC, wanna smoke? You know where it's at. At the YC with it, gotta know what to expect. Yeah, YC, yeah, that's where everybody be. Ayy, YC. Last year we gave the folk the key to the YC. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the YC? Pull up and I get out here and freeze. Ayy, YC, can anybody beat rare breed at the YC? Voodoo going 4 or 5P at the YC. Big zip, solid concrete at the YC. Adamsville coming back to eat, yeah, YC. Bessemer got 2 different teams in the YC. Them Buckeyes gon' crush them by the dreams at the YC. Them beat that cause it ain't no in between. Ayy, who leaving out of Florida with that ring? Let's take them for the YC. You shooting a movie, meet us on the set. We at YC. Battle tested, Generation X. Ayy, YC, wanna smoke? You know where it's at. At the YC with it, gotta know what to expect. Yeah, YC, yeah, that's where everybody be. Ayy, YC. Last year we gave the folk the key to the YC. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the YC? Pull up and I get out here and freeze. Yeah, you know where to find me. Let's take them for the YC. You shooting a movie, meet us on the set. We at YC. Battle tested, Generation X. Ayy, YC, wanna smoke? You know where it's at. At the YC with it, gotta know what to expect. Yeah, YC, yeah, that's where everybody be. Ayy, YC. Last year we gave the folk the key to the YC. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the YC? Pull up and I get out here and freeze. Ayy, YC, can anybody beat rare breed at the YC? Voodoo going 4 or 5P at the YC. Big zip, solid concrete at the YC. Adamsville coming back to eat, yeah, YC. Bessemer got 2 different teams in the YC. Them Buckeyes gon' crush them by the dreams at the YC. Them beat that cause it ain't no in between. Ayy, who leaving out of Florida with that ring? Let's take them for the YC. You shooting a movie, meet us on the set. We at YC. Battle tested, Generation X. Ayy, YC, wanna smoke? You know where it's at. At the YC with it, gotta know what to expect. Yeah, YC, yeah, that's where everybody be. Ayy, YC. Last year we gave the folk the key to the YC. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the YC? Pull up and I get out here and freeze.
Yo, 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 welcome to 2025. It's time to get live. Of course, my partner in my crime partner, I want to say my man Clay is going down. Listen, Clay, it's time to get the streets talking again. It's time to get the youth football streets booming again. It's been quiet. Everybody been on vacation. I've been, listen, we've been traveling. I've been traveling. Now it's time to get back to the nitty gritty, to talk a little football. Of course, we did a little different this year. You got everybody saying, man, yeah, listen, y'all usually end the year with the rankings. We want to see, we did it different this year. We got some method to our madness, and you'll see it as we reveal this show and as we get ready to knock it out. But Clay, man, enjoying the off season. You can just say the off season is done with now. Everybody's in their preseason mode. You see in all the, if you go by these parks, you go by these youth football fields, you see it's already going down already, man. These kids are conditioning. I've seen some teams already in pads. You have some teams that are transitioning from spring football to fall football. So they didn't take any break. So besides that, man, it looks like some of these teams want to just get back and going right back into the nick of things, man.
Listen, Jonah, one thing I can tell you is that it is time to get back to the youth football scene, right? And you're right. I mean, I was talking with Coach Bat last night. Matter of fact, Voodoo first preseason game is next weekend. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy.
So, I mean, so think about that. We're talking about arguably the most dominant youth football team on the
Right,
planet in
right.
youth football history, and they're starting preseason games next weekend, right? So you're talking
That's
about they finna
crazy.
get this work in June, they finna get this
Yeah,
work in July, and then July
yeah.
31st, it all starts with the YNC preseason nationals, right? And I'm gonna put this out there, man. There's a lot of great preseason events going around the country. I'm gonna be at the West
Right,
Memorial scoping teams out for the YNC. You know what I'm saying?
right,
You've got a lot of traditional stuff. You got the War Zone that's in Atlanta. You've got Darren's got a couple events, right? You've got a bunch of different events around the
Class
country
doing it in the
preseason wise.
Midwest. Yeah, Big Chuck and Josh doing
Yep.
it big in the Midwest of the
Big
Clash.
Chuck and Josh. Yep. Chuck and Josh doing it in the Midwest. You've got a lot of preseason events, a lot of different places. But the preseason really ain't kicked off until the YNC
Right.
preseason
You
nationals,
already
right?
know.
It's going down in Alabama. I can't wait to get this information off my chest, Jonah. I've been getting blown up with text messages, with DMs, with emails. Where are we gonna be? You know, hey, we didn't already bought flights, or we didn't already booked Airbnbs, right? Where are the
Right,
final rankings? You know what I mean? Where did we end up in the mix from last year? Also,
right.
a lot of moving parts, Jonah. A lot of teams done merged. Some teams done flipped names. Some of your star players done went
Off
from one
season.
team to the other. Some coaches done retired and said, hey,
Yeah,
I'm done with it.
it's over.
So it's gonna be interesting to see how 2025 starts off. But ultimately, you know, unless you hosting up that youth national championship crystal ball in December, it's all for nothing. But we're gonna get it started right off the mix, Jonah. You know, because here's the deal. No, you've been busy. I've been busy. AG been busy, right?
Yeah.
Battle corporate office been busy. But the one thing that's been consistent through all of this is that everybody been waiting for these final rankings, Jonah. They can say what they want
Ah,
about the other rankings that's been
right, right.
circulating on social media. Everybody is waiting for this blue magic, my boy. Everybody want that. They
100%.
want that pure. They want that pure.
Uncut. Uncut.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they want.
Yeah.
That's what they want. So, I've, Joan and I felt like this holiday Monday was the perfect day to get everything back in full swing, right? We're gonna hit you guys with those final rankings. We're gonna drop the information for where the YNC preseason nationals are gonna be July 31st through August 3rd, right? 4 days. That's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right? And then we're gonna drop 46 automatic invites. At first, we was gonna drop
That's
34, but I was
crazy.
talking to Jonah, and he
Right,
said,
right,
"Don't
right.
even wait, Clay. Just go ahead and hit them with it
Turn
all.
up.
We're gonna hit you with
Turn up.
46 automatic invites tonight, right? The 46 teams that get automatic invites tonight, you have 5 days, 5 days to take that automatic invite, register, and get locked in. After that fifth day, man, that automatic invite is no longer no good and it's open for anybody. And
Over.
then after we drop these 46 automatic invites tonight, Jonah, an hour after the show, I'm gonna open up the website. And if you wanted to grab those other 34 spots to make it our complete 90, hey man, all you got to do
Right.
is register. It's open for anybody. So if you want an opportunity to challenge Voodoo, if you want an opportunity to challenge Big Zip, if you want an opportunity to try to knock Supreme off their throne, right? You have that opportunity. It's just a matter of getting yourself registered and getting your kids locked in.
So listen, man, and I know it's not probably the time for the show. We're about to jump in the rankings, man. But the facility in Alabama, bro, it's a movie. We're gonna touch on, where we at and what we doing as we get ready to start those invites, as we get into that segment of the show. But I just want to just tell you, if you're just tuning in right now and you're saying, hey, Clay's talking about 90 teams, well, where are we gonna play? Where's the facility? How many fields is it? Man, do we have a treat for you? Alabama is going to be the sexiest spot. And I know the word Alabama and sexy don't really go together until YNC is in the mix of it. You feel me? So it ain't South Beach. I'm going to tell you that right now. But when YNC pull up, man, it's going to be the most brilliant youth football minds in one place. Some of the top athletes in the same place. And if you enjoy youth football like we enjoy youth football, it's going to be an absolute movie. So, but without further ado, Clay, before we start breaking down the facility, we start breaking down the teams and all those invites. 2024 ended with a bang. We crowned 9 champions from 6U to 14U. Of course, 6U, man, was super exciting. As we know, the GE Panthers walked away as the national champs. They look to repeat this year at 7U. But recap top 10 teams from the 6 and the under, ranked, start from number 10. Just kind of walk us back through how the season ended and what 6U team beside GEA that really stood out to you last year in the 2024 season.
So listen, Jonah. Listen, man. I just think the best way that we can do it, man, is just jump right on into, these top teams on that final ranking. Because the one thing you and I can always agree on is that 6U is always the hardest age division to really
Right,
figure out who's going to be your top teams right off the rip. So even
right,
when we talk about a little bit later in the show who those 6U invites are going to go out to, we still kind of, maybe 50% of it we know about from what they did at 5U, but the other 50% we just going off past traditions, who's been strong at those
right.
age levels, right? So
Correct.
now let's talk about what that final ranking looks like on 6U for 2024. So we're gonna start off that number 10 team, right? And I may say this one wrong, Jonas, so don't chop me up on this, right? This is the Cheektowaga Thunderbirds out of New York, the number 10 team in the country. Did I say that wrong,
Yeah.
Jonah? Or is that right? Is
Now
that
you
a little
said
bit
it right,
close?
man. Hey, just call them New Jack
All
City from New York from now on. You know what I'm saying?
right. The number 9 team in the country on that final 6U ranking, North Carolina Giants. The number 18, Glen Lee Lions out of Virginia. The number
Yeah,
7 team, right down there from where you at, Jonah, Lauderdale Lakes Vikings out of Florida. Now, this number 16, also known as Baby Flock, the Miami Garden Ravens. I've been getting some messages, Jonah, that they
yeah,
might have gone to a different team this year and changed their name. So I need confirmation on that before I move on
right,
it. But that's what I'm hearing. That Baby Flock
right.
is now with, I believe, Northside DPE or something like that. Does that sound familiar to you from down there?
So it's like Northside Panthers. So we trying to see how it all works out on 32nd Ave. There's a lot of moving parts, but you see people don't
Okay.
commit until next month when you got to make that official commitment. Who we are, where we declaring, what team you're on. So like right now it's free agency in South Florida. You know what I'm saying? Deals are being
Okay.
made, checks are being written, cars are being
That's
transported.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
For a
it.
5, 6 year
All
old
right. So
man, if you see, they're trading cars
your
right
top
now.
5 teams. Your top 5 teams in the country on 6U, ending of 2024. Sit at number 5. Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes, right? Representing South Florida. Number 4, Valley Boys out of California. Those are your AYF champs. So, hey, Coach Hayes, right? I'm going to be hitting you up. You got to come to the YNC, brother. It's time to step that game up a little bit. The number 3 team in the country, Atlanta Elite Wolfpack, representing Atlanta, of course. Number 2 team, Bessemer Tigers, Big Bessemer, representing Alabama, and your 2024 number 1 6U team in the country, undisputed, nothing to talk about, Real Deal GEA Panthers. This year, they have rebranded themselves as just GEA, but they are, for last year, they are the Real Deal GEA Panthers. Jonah, this is your top 10 team solid from 6U
Yeah.
last year, 2024.
Yeah, well, the Panthers perform consistently all year long, man. We saw them jump out there in Panama, and they never dropped the pace at all. They put the pressure on every team that they played on. You saw great coaching, great athletes. I anticipate this team, if they stick together, they can keep the key players together, the core players together. This will be one of those other dynasties that you'll see continuing coming out of that Atlanta area, man. A very talented team, a very good talent coaching staff. We'll see how this looks on 7U, but expect them to be in the top 2 or 3 and then defending their national championship at the 7U for 2025. And then speaking of 7U, man, I'm going to jump right into it, man. You talk about the number 10 team. You talk about a lot of thoroughbreds coming out of this program, and it's consistent no matter what age group it is. The Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes coming in at the number 10 spot, they're consistent from top to bottom. You hear it all the ways in South Florida. You hear it on the national scene. Coming in at the number 9 spot at 7 under, the Rosedale Tigers. Rosedale Tigers coming out of the D.C. area. Then, of course, at the number 8 spot, you got to talk about the prime time select Giants. Listen, this is a team, this is a program that's still trying to get in the top five at every age group. They got some spots, but do they have the consistency to push through? Great way to do it, man. Come out there in the preseason, play some of these top teams. Then, of course, out of the DMV NWO at the number seven spot, representing the DMV area. DMV very talented. Another hot spot for youth football. We talk about Florida, we talk about Texas, we talk about Georgia. You got to talk about DMV if you're talking about youth football. And of course, the Linthelonian Lions representing Georgia, they have definitely been on the cusp, not being able to get there in the top two yet, but look for this team and look for this program to start making some push in the national thing. Now listen, the North Henry Tigers, man, in the mid-season, knocked off some of the top teams. We thought North Henry was going to be in the top two. As they got to the center, they fell off a little bit at the end of the year. But facing that YNC gauntlet, that's what you have to expect. When you get off that bus, you get off that plane, you got to be ready to play the top teams. They place in the top five. Now, you'll look at this list. We'll bring it up on the screen now. Coming in at the number 4 spot, a team that you're very familiar with, Clay, the Southeast Dallas Wolverines coming in at the number 4 spot,
Yes, sir.
representing from big Texas. Everything big is in Texas. And, of course, West Orlando Jags, man. We really thought they would be in the national championship game, knocking off heads. This is a team, if they stick together, they're going to make a lot of waves. Very strong team. And in the top two, listen, these boys battled it out. Don't expect them to go anywhere else. Bessemer Tigers holding it down in Alabama. Of course, we'll be in their hometown for the preseason nationals. Look for them to come out and represent early, but you got to give it up to the number 1 team in the nation. Coach Kai really just had a team that this year they were just exceptional at every position. Defense, they was dominant. Offense, it was dominant. At the quarterback position, it was dominant. At the running back, number 30. I mean, I could just go on, and this is just not puffing them up. But at the age that they are, to perform at the level that they did, Clay, was very special to watch. They ran an offense which would probably be equivalent to like 10, 11-year-olds. Complex. They get from the sideline. It's scary how they're going to look this year at 8U. Let's talk about this team, Clay, the Atlanta Supreme.
So Atlanta Supreme. So first off, no parent group was as lit as the Atlanta Supreme parent group because they was on my head from preseason
Right.
to the end of the year about me not giving they babies the love they deserve. So like I told them at Nationals, hey, them kids did that. I mean, Coach Kai and his
Yeah.
staff did a great job. The kids executed flawlessly. You know, they were hands down the best 7U team in the country. Any way you want to dice it, slice it, fry it, saute it, bombay it, however you want to do it. They were the best team. So we got Coach Kai on the line, Jonah. I mean, let's go and
Yeah,
let him
let's
speak
go.
for himself
Jump
on the
on in the
squad,
room.
man. Come on in here, Coach.
Yo, yo,
Coach Kai, talk to me.
Yo,
What's up,
what it
big
do, Coach
dog?
Guy?
what's going on, man?
Hey,
Can y'all hear
you
me?
you you look you
Yes,
looking
sir.
like a national champion right there. That's what I'm talking about. You know, you should have went ahead and flossed the boys and put that ice on your neck for them. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man, I'm just chilling, man. What's good,
So,
though?
hey, Coach, coming off a national championship year, you guys put this team together in the offseason. You told us that you had something special. You saw this team at 6U. You already knew what they were going to look together at 7U, but you added a couple pieces from that 6U team, rebranded it, came over, labeled them as Supreme. What was the vision coming in there, man, when you said, hey, man, I got this quarterback, I have a couple running backs. I got probably one of the most dominant defensive linemen, one of the most dominant linebackers, and number 17. What was the vision coming in there that it's great when you have the talent, but how do you balance that with all these kids, all these personalities, and all these demanding parents that feel their baby should be getting the ball all the time?
Man, it's just, it's just, compete every day, man. It's nothing given, everything earned. I got a good group of guys who understand that. The parents bought into it. We're gonna play the best 11, no favoritism. I mean, we want to get out there and do just what we did, be supreme, man. I couldn't have did it without my parents. They definitely had to buy into that.
Hey,
So a
Coach. Well,
lot of
one thing I
rumors.
can say. I was gonna say one.
Sorry,
You
Clay, I'm
speaking
gonna
about
just
your
ask
parents.
this one
One thing I
question.
can go ahead and say, brother, you had a lit parent group, right? They was like I said, they was on our head all year long. As a defending national champion, right? a lot of times when you get that success, then you've got to manage not the ego of the kids, but the ego of the parents. Why don't you talk a little bit about how you've been successfully able to do that as you transition to your sophomore year as head coach?
Well, biggest thing, like you say, keeping everybody grounded, keeping everybody humble, making them understand, last year was last year, this year is this year. And, I kind of want the people here who want to be here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in South Florida like Jonas cars getting traded around. So, we trading around development, man. And if you want that, man, come to Supreme, man, we're gonna get you to the next level where you trying to go.
We won't got no Supreme whips going out for the running back next year, man.
No, man, we can't stand it right now.
That Tesla truck, I heard that Tesla truck cut for grabs, man.
Hey, man,
Hey, coach. So now let's talk about the other side of youth football, man. We could talk about national championship, we could talk about X's and O's, but let's talk about how hard it is to keep a team together because they say, man, the Supreme ain't gonna look like Supreme next year because this kid ain't gonna be there, this kid ain't gonna be there, this one gone, that one's gone. So would you say Supreme is led by a couple of players, or is this really a team effort? And is Supreme going to look like last year's Supreme? Are we going to still see those same players? And the streets want to know. We just football and cut. It's unfiltered right now, Coach Kyle. You can keep it a buck.
Well, every team got their core, man. I don't think it's probably ever been a team that had the same kids from six all the way up. Not even Voodoo. Kids come, go, some of them come back. You know what I mean? So we got our core, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much what it took for us to get it done. Plus, we got a lot of good additions, man. You know what I mean? We got a lot of big pieces that came in, and with us already being good, man, I'm really excited to see what the new players gonna be able to do.
So, coach, I got a question for you. When you come off a national championship run like you guys did, and one thing you did last year, I felt like you guys traveled really well, to prove the point that you are the best in the country, right? Is the
Right.
stance this year, if you want to face the national champ, you got to come to Atlanta, or you still gonna do some traveling this year? What's the mindset as you walk into this season?
Oh no, we definitely outside. ATL Elite as an org, we didn't kind of took on a national schedule, just due to the league play in Atlanta. So I mean, we outside as early as July. We in Vegas against OG Ducks with Keefe Dunn. Uh,
Okay.
we Fort Lauderdale Labor Day. You know what I mean? That's gonna be some good work. And we Dallas in October. So we gonna get on the road.
Hey, so
Your man,
so listen, man. There's a guy in Houston. There's a guy in Houston, Kai, man, that he went missing on us. You know what I'm saying? I believe you know his name. I mean, you think we can get him back, or did you run him off?
I don't know, man. I ain't but one way to find out.
Oh man, that show is a
well, Coach
shame.
Kyle, is there any team that you definitely feel you left the something on the table last year that you definitely would want to see this year? Early in this year that you feel like you played the best competition, which we definitely agree is just in that YNC gauntlet alone. That week you took on the top teams in the country. Is there any team you see or you feel you need to see this year to kind of complete that's knocking out all everyone in your particular age group?
Uh, the only team I feel like last year we didn't play was SED. That's kind of why we going to Dallas because I don't know, what the preseason gonna look like. If we gonna end up matching up. So if we don't, and that way we'll definitely get an opportunity to get that game this year.
Oh man, I like it. I like it, man. Well, Clay, we got the champ in the house. Congratulations. If we didn't get, we haven't talked to you since last season, Coach, winning that national championship, bringing it in, being definitely the undisputed national champion. And we look forward to seeing you in the preseason, man, to just go ahead and take on those old comers again. And we know y'all gonna bring out them fly uniforms. If a lot of people don't know, Kai, this ain't the first time you've been next with Generation X. We can reel it back a couple years from now when we kicked all this thing back off. Man, all the way back in 2017, 2018, when y'all was with Atlanta Ducks Elite, Y'all been swagging it
Yeah.
up since then, and y'all been dripping it up since then. This just a repeat for y'all. So, a lot of people may feel this that Coach Kai is new on the scene, but man, tell them about some of them teams you had back then when we kicked this thing back off on the national scene in 2017.
Oh man, unbelievable, man. Some of those kids going on to do great things in high school, even on the college level now, man. So, just been blessed to be around some gifted athletes, all my time coaching, man. Excited to see what this next wave gonna do, man. And I am having an event, man. I know y'all didn't know, in July, man. So y'all stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a lot of YNC teams there. I even got Rosedale coming down, man. So,
That's what's
they
up.
gonna jump out the court. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
That's what, and I know you don't do no self plugs, but let's talk about one of them kids we used to cover, man. Right now, he playing college football. Happen to have the same last name as you, man. Let's kind of reel it in and give him some kind of rewind
Hey
on what we
man, come
talk
on, talk
about.
about that boy. Talk about that boy,
Hey
man.
man, proud of it, man. Remember when this thing started all around 7 years old, man, long time ago. It been a journey, man, but he doing good things, man. Excited about going into his sophomore year. He gonna be every game starter now. So, we excited about it. He did all
So, Coach
freshman
Todd, let's talk
SEC,
about
so
some of
that
them. Let's talk about some of them kids, man, because you're talking about Julian was out there too. Now Julian playing at the Colorado as a starting quarterback. Well, maybe he'll be a starting quarterback. Your son playing for the University of Georgia. You're talking about we got a lot of teams that a lot of kids at that age group on that team. And off the top of your head, talk about some of them kids that's in college right now that played in that era when we was kicking off Generation X, Y, and Z.
well, we got Tank at Ohio State.
Yep.
we got CJ Hurd, he just went to Vanderbilt. We got Bryce Thornton down at Florida. Man, we got so much kids, man. We got Deuce
Yeah.
Alexander just
Yeah.
went to Ole Miss. We
Blessings.
got
That's right.
Blessings.
man, we got too many people, man. It's like it's too hard to name them, you know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
Ducks did
Yeah.
good. We got Bo Hughley here at Georgia with KJ. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
got a lot of talent out there, man.
Yeah, and that's a
And
blessing, man. But
ATL
this
Elite,
is
man,
what
stay tuned, man. We same pipeline, man. It's coming soon.
and Kai, I brought that up for a reason, man, because a lot of times youth football, they kind of circle it around that this year's championship, this year's Super Bowl, this year's national championship. What we do is get the bigger picture, man, that these kids getting a free education, these kids getting the opportunity to play on the next level. You know what I'm saying? And we want to give our hats off to guys like you that put in, volunteer their time, and get it in for these babies, man, where they have a platform and get a skill set that can potentially, support their family for the rest of their life, man. So salute, man, coach. Congratulations, not only in national championship, but putting a pipeline together for these babies to just do it on the next level at the college collegiate. Hey, the
Without a
proof
doubt.
is in the pudding.
Without
The
a
numbers
doubt.
don't
I
lie, man.
appreciate that,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? Hundred
Numbers don't
percent.
lie. You right.
Numbers don't lie, man. So salute, coach. We'll see you out there in Alabama. Keep them kids healthy. And once
Alabama.
again, congratulations, coach.
Hey, we on the way.
Yes, sir. So yeah, Clay, that's just really a dope vibe, man. That you can see these coaches just putting in these times and putting it in for these kids. And that's just one pipeline. We can go down to Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes. I can call up Coach Maul. We'll name a dozen players, man, that's coming out of there. We can go to Texas, man, talk about the kids that's doing it here. So it's great to see the pre's before the pros right here on Generation Next, man, that these kids, these rankings that you're seeing is just all superficial. But it's just a pipeline. It's the organization. And Clay, something that I'm proud that we do at YNC, man. If you've ever watched YNC as we get into National Championship Week, we have what we call media day, and Clay hosts
Yep.
it, gets up there,
Yep.
man, get these kids ready for interviews. So it's not just about the trophies, not just about the uniforms. It's not about just the Dick Sporting Goods shopping sprees or the rings or the bling or the uniforms that we give them or the sweatsuits. That's all great and dandy. But what we're doing is giving them priceless skill sets, man, to take it to the next level, man. So these babies get ready to represent. And so we proud when you see your boy who played for now he plays. We were just talking about the other day. He played for the Purple Machine right now, playing for Ohio State, probably the most recognizable, polarizing college football player right
JJ.
now. And JJ doing
Yep.
his thing, man. So shout out to these babies doing it on the next level. So Clay, I won't even go to commercial. I know these people is on a weeknight. They want to get through it quick. Let's scroll to 8U real quick, my man. Let's take off.
All right, so let's jump on 8U, right? So we talking about the final top 10 in the country 2024 for 8U. So at number 10, we're starting with the Virginia Bulls, of course, out of Virginia. Sitting at number 9, Real Deal GEA Panthers, crack that top 10 representing Atlanta. Number
Yes,
8,
sir.
TNT out of the Dallas Fort Worth area of Texas. Sitting at number 7, Peters Park Panthers, representing Alabama. So I know they're excited to have preseason in their backyard. The number 6 8U team in the country, Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes, again representing for South Florida. And then coming at number 5 from the AYF platform, the Frankfurt Chargers out of Pennsylvania. Hey, Jonah, will they step
Tough
up to the
team.
plate this year and come see us in preseason nationals? Sitting at
Yeah.
number 4, Atlanta Elite ATM Boys representing Atlanta. The number 3 team, Adamsville Tigers representing Alabama. And I've talked to Coach Eric a couple times, man, and he said he's chomping at the bit to get back in the YNC to get that throne. Sitting at number 2, and the team that I have had a lot of communication with because they feel like they left it in Rare Breed's hand instead of taking it out their hands. Space City Bounty Boys representing Houston, Texas, and the number
Right.
1 8U team in the country, Rare Breeds does it again, representing Atlanta, Georgia on a totally new age group. And if we're being honest, Jonah, I don't think
Yeah.
me or you could have called this national championship game matchup, let alone the national champion at the beginning of the YNC. But that's why you play the game. That's why you
Well,
play the
listen,
game.
man, these coaches got a hold of me in Panama City in preseason last year, and they like, look, John, I'm gonna just be 100 with you. I know y'all sweating Adamsville to come in and repeat. Y'all looking at, the Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes, the Blackout Boys. This y'all not paying Rare Breed's attention. Y'all focus on DeMarcus' team only. But I'm telling you, we got something special. And I'm like, man, I hear this from every coach. I'm like, all right, coach, I feel you. But then
Right?
I just start watching them. I started watching this team through the season. And I'll be honest with you, it wasn't really until late October that I'm like, hey, man, this team's still undefeated. This team's still just knocking off heads. And, man, really, they came in and played a flawless tournament when they got down to Wellington, man. They just played a dominant performance from the beginning to end. They definitely deserve it.
Exactly.
Now, that team that they got that taste, Clay. You know how it is. When you get that little confidence, it's just like you've been bullied all your life, and all of a sudden you knock that bully out. It's a different you right now. So
Yep.
that bully can't even step to you. It's
That's
gonna be
it.
hard to beat this Rare Breed teams because they've knocked off the top teams in the country. So with that coaching pedigree that they have at Rare Breeds, some top players, they've brought some additional players over. Look for this Rare Breed teams who want to compete for another national championship. They'll be in Alabama, man. Who can knock them off? I would love to see Adamsville and Rare Breeds match up early in the season in Space City. Man, I'm impressed with Space City after seeing that defense in person. I only would hear about them, Clay. Oh, Space City's tough. Oh, they need to step up to the plate. They didn't play on the big stage last year. Man, I got to tell you, very impressive. I want to see Space City continue to get back into that top 2 or 3. They have the personnel. They got the coaching. Man, I'm excited to see what the future brings at this age group.
In my opinion, that 7U, I'm sorry, that 8U championship game last year between Rare Breeds and Space City was by far the most exciting
A
out of all the
movie.
games, right? Went down
Crazy.
to the wire, great plays on both sides of the ball by both teams. Both teams had opportunities to come up with big plays to win, and Rare Breeds
Yeah.
put up more big
Yeah.
plays than Space City did. So I'm like you,
Yeah.
man. I think both of these teams, are in the driver's seat for this age division, but you can't sleep on, Adamsville. You can't sleep on the ATM. I mean, they can't sleep on the Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes. I think you have a lot of teams at this age group that feel like, hey, Rare Breeds got it last year, but this is our year. This is gonna be interesting to see how this thing finishes up. But Jonah, man, talk to me about this 9U, brother. Talk to me about this
Oh man, well
9U.
listen, no, I will no delays, man. A coach where we talk with Coach Jamal, man, he's always on the cusp. Great coaching staff. They just need a little bit more to get into that top 5. They need another playmaker, man. Let's bring them in at Playmakers Elite at the number 10 spot, no pun intended. At the number 9
Okay,
spot, we go
okay.
back into that football area. Oh, you see how I'm working it, right? You rocking with me, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And at
yeah,
the number
yeah.
9 spot, hey, I go back to that football vibe area, DMV Elite. They're representing at that number 9 spot. And then, of course, a team you never really heard that much coming out of Michigan, East Side Raiders. There's a lot of teams that I really like at this 9 and under. Didn't make the top 10, but look for them to do it, especially out of the Midwest. Look for, the boys, the number 9 and under. I mean, 9 and under is going to be tough all the way around the country. but look for Midwest to really make some push inside of it. But at the number 7 spot, Lauderdale Lake Vikings. This is a team, man. They just don't. How could I say this, Clay? They just haven't been able to get over that hump just yet. All right. The number 6 spot, Dallas Elite Mustangs, man, came up here, made it to the second round, Clay, made it to the national
They did.
championship, came down here. They'll play at the YNC. They look very good, just need a little bit more. A team, man, that we just isn't famous. Probably the most notoriable teams in the country in youth football just from the name alone. Gorilla Mob coming up a little bit short. Can Gorilla Mob get back into the thick of it in the YNC, Clay? That's my question to you. And then, of course, man, the team that started off hot in Panama City, just knocking off heads that we thought they would be in the top 2 at the end of the year, came up a little bit short. Got a little flat tire in the stretch in the last stretch. Gorilla Mob, excuse me, so icy, got so icy at the number 4 spot. Give it up to Coach Kai and those boys doing it big. And of course, at the number 3 spot, the Georgia Falcons coming in at number 3, and then at the number 2 spot, real deal Georgia Eagles. Coach James really came and helped them out at the very end and pushing to the top. So we're just going to make sure that they get the real deal. Georgia Eagles get their vibe. And at the number 1 spot, still holding it down, the national champs, the number 1 team in the country, Bessemer Tigers out of Alabama, will be in your backyard. But give them boys their shout, give them their due. They were able to bounce back when it most counted at the end of the year.
Hey, back to back, back to back.
That they
You
are.
gotta give them their love, Jonah. But again, like you said, man, it's late, right? So I'm gonna jump right in. I mean, right in the 10U. But I mean,
Right into it.
let's talk about best before moment before I jump into 10U though, Jonah.
Yeah.
If you notice, every age group, Bessemer, they number 2 on 2 age groups.
Yeah.
They number 3 on the age group. They number 1 on the age group.
Yeah.
Bessemer, Bessemer has a pipeline that is almost second to none. You know, I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due. Is it the coaching?
They got a factory.
Is it something that they got going on in the water system down in Bessemer? I
Right.
mean,
Right.
every year, age level after age level after age level, they are fighting for a national championship, if not winning the national championship. So you got to give a lot of props to Big Bessemer, but we're gonna jump into 10U, right? And as
Yes,
you and
sir.
I both know, when we started 10U, everybody just figured it was Voodoo's age division to win, right? So we're gonna start
Correct.
with number 10 coming in, West Side Wildcats out of Florida. You know, I'd love to see the West Side Wildcats on the YNC stage, sitting at number 9. Your favorite organization, the Southfield Falcons out of Michigan. Southfield, holla at your boys, man. Quit ducking us. Come on, let's get this work. It's nothing but some
I
preseason
got to
work.
talk to
It's
Brian and
gonna
my and my,
make
boy, and
you
my
better
boys over there.
during your regular season. It's gonna make you better. Sitting at number 8, and still, in my opinion, the greatest name in youth football, the North Clayton Eagles. Number 8, 10U team in the country, 2024. Number 7, Lauderdale Lake Vikings representing South Florida. My man Nadi, LJ, the whole crew down there, they ready to get this year started. Sitting at number 6, CBE Sawboys representing that Midwest, Cincinnati
Yeah.
Elite. And now the number 5 team in the country, sitting at 10U, the Mac Dolphins representing North Carolina. They came to YNC preseason last year and did really well. I hope that they come
Quarterback's
back
dope.
again this year, so then that way they can just come on and show us how much they've improved. The number 4 10U team in the country, Bessemer Tigers represent Alabama again. Everything's going to be in their backyard, and I'm sure they're going to love it. Number 3 10U, West Orlando Jaguars representing Florida, North Florida, not South Florida. Or is that more Central Florida, Jonah? I guess you'd know more than I would. The number
Yeah, a little
2
central.
10, is that Central Florida? Okay. The
Yeah,
number
yeah,
2
Orlando.
10U team
Right.
in the country representing the E to the X, Southeast Dallas Wolverines representing Texas, and the number 1 team in the country last year, the number 1 team for when they was in 6U. They was the number 1 team when they was in
Crazy.
7U. They was the number 1 team when they was in 8U. They was the number 1 team when
It's
they was in
crazy.
9U. And now with a record-breaking 5th YNC national champion, the number 1 team in 10U, and they going for the 6P at 11U, Atlanta Elite Voodoo, now rebranded for the 11U season as Fayette County voodoo, man. So I hear we
Crazy.
got Coach Bat on the line. We might as well bring Coach Bat in and let's talk about this rebranding.
I think Coach Bat had to exit out. I'm sure that in my
Did
producers
he?
talking
I
in
thought
my
he
ear
got
real
back
quick.
on.
Oh, he might have got back on. Producer, just give me a heads
Did Coach
up.
Bat back? Is Coach Bat still on? Oh
You
man, I
know,
hope Coach
Coach
Bat
Bat like to
didn't
stick and
duck off
move,
on
man. You
us.
know, he like to stick and move.
All right, well, hey, I guess Coach Bat jumped off on us, man. So, but
Yeah, but that's crazy. That's
listen,
crazy what you just said, though, Clay. You're talking about a team that's going for a six-peat, and they've
six
never
feet.
What
lost
y'all
since
talking
they
about on
stepped
my
up.
I'm in here? Y'all can't hear
Okay,
me?
okay, okay, okay. We can hear you, Coach.
All right,
Tony
Jody, you
Gunn.
already let nigga cheat me. Now don't try to cheat
Hey,
me on
hey,
the
man.
show,
Hey,
Jody.
security. Can I get security, please, to the middle of the screen, please?
Y'all,
You're getting
y'all
a
see
little
them trophies
hostile.
in the background? I'm on here. You see them trophies in the background? I'm on here.
Coach Bat,
What going
Coach
on
Ooh.
with
Bat.
you? What
So,
going
What
on
it
so you
do?
with you?
know
What it do? What it
everybody's
do, Coach?
wondering. Everybody's wondering. Talk to me about the Fayette County Voodoo rebrand. Talk to me about it.
Hold up. These kids in my house spinning out. What up? Go in the back. King! Get him a rag!
he got him. Get him a rag.
Man,
Get
the
him some
season
soap.
here, man. You know, when they out
Right,
of school,
right,
they at
right.
the
The
house.
baby's
So
already over
listen.
there.
It's a rebranding, man. We just listen. If you ain't on with me and Coach on with this football, man, we got to go somewhere where they got a good tradition of football. You know what I'm saying? We
Right.
have been knowing the direct at Fayette County for a minute. Shout out to Coach Billy. And
Yeah.
we'd always go over there and get work. And you know, he had reached out to her like, hey man, if it's ever an opportunity where I can get y'all over here, you know, I'd
Yeah.
love to have y'all. So when the season was over with, we called them. And I sent Clay my schedule the other day, man. We gotta have somewhere to host these teams that want to come down here, cause like, you know, everybody want to travel to play, but listen here, when you number one, you don't move.
Right.
So basically, if I'm reading the room correctly, Coach, if you want to see voodoo, you got to come to the A.
Well, it ain't even though if you want to see, I sent you the schedule. These games locked in. We got the Valley Boy coming down here. We got the
Yeah.
Arkansas Hogs coming down here. We got the Spartanburg Gator coming down here. We got Harbor area elite out of Cali. I don't know. I might have added that elite, but Harbor area Raiders, they coming down
Yeah.
here. We got TMJ, that from around your way, Jonas. They say
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
putting their program back together. They coming down here. We got
Yeah.
uh Southeast Macon, not Macon, Southeast Memphis Cardinals.
Yeah.
You know, they supposed to come down here too, man. So, you know, we rolling, man. Then we got DMV June 21st. So
Wow.
we rolling.
So,
Only
Bat, if
time
I
we
had to,
leave is
yeah.
for the YNC preseason nationals. That's
Oh,
the only time
that's what I'm talking
we
about.
pack it
That's
up
what
and
I'm
hit the
talking about.
road.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Let's
talking about.
go.
Coach, and you probably won't even be able to name this off the top of your head right now, Coach. But since you've had these babies at 6U, how many states do you think you've already had these boys travel to? Now I know off the top of the head, I seen you out there in California. I seen you at the DMV. I see, of course, you've been to
Yeah,
Florida.
y'all made me go out there to California. That's why I don't understand why people, well, like coaches they get offended when you and Clay say, "Hey, I want you to go play this guy," and people complain about the rankings and they say, "Man, it's all political." It ain't political. When I got my ass whooped at SMU by the crew, cause I went down there trying to run up on them in May. And I went number one no more. And the only way I could get back to number one was Clay said, hey, won't you ride out there to Cali and see what them boys talking about? Because they ranked number three right now. So let me see something. That's why we went to Cali. Like, and
Yeah,
that's how it worked. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. I like the way y'all got it
yeah.
set up.
Yeah. So you've done your fair share of travel. People don't realize that you've been across the country, and they kind of push and sweep those games under the rug. But it's not that everyone has always come to Voodoo. Voodoo has went and played some big games on big stages out of the country. So what would you say is probably the most memorable game? Bat, I know you played and you've coached a lot of games, But if you had to say one game that just really gave y'all identity as one of the top teams, what would that one game or that one championship be that set this team apart?
Well, the best championship was the one y'all had at IMG, my first one. Ain't nothing like that first one. But to me, man, shout out New Orleans Mike, man. When I went down there to Jacksonville and I was talking all that shit, and them folk came back and beat my ass when we was 6. So for me, that's the most remember. That's the game I always remember because it gave my parents opportunity to see like, hey, they out there. I keep telling
Yeah,
y'all, there's some good players, good coaches, good teams out there. We gotta turn it up, and I think that's one of the best losses I ever had because it made me, it was a knockout shot in the middle of the year, and we needed
Yep.
that because it got me on track. And like Big Mike say, I lose one to get that big one at the end. So
yeah.
that's probably my most memorable game I can remember for go hitting the road and playing. Shout out New Orleans Mike. They was the New Orleans Dolphins. Shout out Josh. Them folk down there in New Orleans, man.
And
So,
coach,
Coach
if you
Batman,
go ahead.
you have pretty much dominated everything from 6U up to 11U, and a lot of these kids have been with you the whole ride. There's been a few changes here and there, but your core has stayed solid and down with you and Coach O throughout the entire process. How do you keep these kids still motivated to say, "Hey, let's go and do this again" after they've just won it the past 5 years in a row?
Man, you keep these kids and these parents motivated by the day one. When you get a new kid or you got the parent, my message been the same since day one. My message been the same since I was 5. And I coached with a group of guys that they ain't see it. And I was watching film at 5U and I was showing up to practice and I was having kids at the house. And I'm looking at these guys. I said, I got to get away from these guys because they don't get it. But me and Larry O have always been, we seen other coaches do it the wrong way. So before I even thought I could coach, I got my blessing from Coach O because his son is the reason I got out there. But to answer your question, just let my parents know, man, we gonna treat this like a powerhouse down South Georgia program. We're gonna treat this like a D2 college program. We're gonna always recruit. We're gonna outwork the work. The best will play, no daddy ball. And the mission is to get that trophy. I mean, to be honest with y'all the motivating factor. It's y'all baby. Clay Jonas is y'all baby. Y'all, I remember when y'all first birthed this baby. And to see where it's at now, like I said, if you love football, man, on any level, this shit here, it's the show, man. The show is what motivated us. To getting that shit behind me. If y'all can see them 2 trophies, y'all can see them. That's just 2 on. Coach O got one at the house, man. We got 5 of them motherfucker, man. We got to get an even number and get to 6, baby. Well, I gotta get like Jordan on top of that goddamn press box throwing up that 6 when he won that 6 one. So that's what
Ooh,
motivated us.
yeah, yeah, 100%,
I respect that. I
100%.
respect that.
Man, so back this year, we always talk about okay. We talked about going for 4, then we talk about breaking the record. You now are the record holder for YNC national champions. That means it would take a team a while to go ahead and start putting those back to back to backs to back. How special was that this year when you gave that speech after the football game, knowing that you now are a record holder at the YNC? And listen, I can tell you some crazy teams. Cole, I can go all the way back from the Purple Machine. I can go all the way about some of the teams that the Sean Moffitt teams that he's had. I can talk about some of the teams that Coach Keefe's had. I mean, it's been some coaches, some
Lambo, shout out Cole Howard.
Coach Howard, back to back with, I mean, just back to back championships. Coach Reggie, also with what he did out of Georgia. So there's been some, I mean, dominant
Coach
coaching staff.
Maul.
Coach Maul. So I gotta tell you, man, you look at these coaching staffs that came through here, man, legendary. How does it feel that you're the only coaching staff to accomplish this after some of the names that we just mentioned just now?
I mean, be honest with you, man. They're going on a 6 year. It feels good for about a week. It feel great for about a week. Then then you come you on that ride back, it feel good. When you hitting them kids school with that trophy, it feel good. But when your ass look on that internet, like I tell my parent, man, they putting states together to try to beat us.
Yeah,
Like
True.
I
yeah,
done
That's true.
seen, I've been,
That's true.
I done seen some shit. I'm seeing some shit this year. Diabolical on. They trying to do whatever they paying players to leave my team. We got a team down here, wheelchair gang. Y'all got them ranked number 8. I don't know how the fuck they ranked number 8. They need to come on and give me that game. They trying to pay my players. They trying to pay my coaching. Like it's diabolical. That's why I feel it. I rest and I appreciate it. Once we win it again, and them trophies sitting by my fireplace. Soon as you walk in, you see them, and people like, "What that is?" Oh man, that the shit right there, boy. That let me know. That lets you know who I am. That lets you know who we
yeah.
are. But
Right,
it
right.
feel good for a little while. But I don't want
Yeah,
my parents to come up for air yet, because just as
yeah,
quick as you win them, you can lose them too. See, people don't
eh,
realize, Clay and Jonah. I've been on the sideline and lost with Big Mike 2 or 3 times, so I done felt the hurt of losing one of them motherfuckers. So
Hmm.
people think, oh, I just win, win, win. No, I done took some L. And if I'm on that sideline and I'm helping, even if I get somebody water, I gotta take that L.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So me and
I
Cole O
respect
done
that.
felt that shit. You know what I'm saying? Big Mike done felt that shit. Like that's why me and Big Mike be getting into it, cause he just too relaxed for me. We got to get on the grind and we got to get it. So, I felt the agony of losing. So that would motivate me, and that's what give me the push to try to get another one.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you one of the coaches that have put up wins, and I don't want to dismiss him on here, Clay, is that Coach DeMarcus has won equivalent, but not just with the same team, but that may be
Yeah.
even more of a challenge. He did it with 10U, 12U, 13U, came back and redid it again. But Clay, I think this year we would really should entertain starting a YNC Coaches Hall of Fame, because a lot of these times you said something very prolific right now, Coach. You said something about as quick as you can win and as quick as you lose, they forgive you. Just because I think coaches like Coach Howard don't get the credit that they deserve, winning 3 and 4 champions back to back, and then you lose one year, it's hard to maintain those kids. It's hard to maintain the parents. Then people forget about you that quick. Same thing with Coach Moffitt. Won games back to back to back, championships back to back. You take one loss and then you're the worst thing out because what have you done for me lately? But when you got to mention those coaches all in the same breath. Coach Moffitt, Coach Howard, Coach DeMarcus, Coach Maul, Coach Keefe. These are pillars to me in the youth football community. Of course, Coach Back, Coach O. These are guys that just went beyond and beyond, above, just really going out of their way year in, year out, and just dominating and
Hey,
putting these kids in great positions.
hey, Jonah, you all right now? You gonna start something? I'm gonna fool around and design a green jacket like at the Masters or a gold
Oh,
jacket
we
like at
need
the Hall of
that.
Fame.
We
Now, come
need
on, now,
that.
don't play with me. You know I do it. You know
Hey,
I
Listen.
hey,
do it.
hey,
Oh,
y'all
listen.
gotta do something. Cause listen, I told my boy the other day in practice, man, we done already broke a record. Now let's make history, man. Let get put in the record books 6 in a row, man. And I say that
That's
all the
crazy.
time about, I made a flyer saying how many YNC trophies you got. And Cole O said back, it's a lot of people got a lot of trophies. Ain't nobody gonna get 6 in a row. And Kai said something interesting earlier. Kai mentioned my team. Like, listen, man, the game don't change. Football don't change. The
Right.
players do, but the game don't
Right.
change. You go look at the Kansas City Chiefs 2 years ago. They ran to play in the Super Bowl that they seen somebody run in the 1930s. So I
Wow.
mean, the game don't change, but it's not easy. But just to step back and take a whole look at it, like I would have never thought that you would be able to duplicate what's going on with the college football era right now with the rankings and the playoffs. And when I describe to people, because I got a lot of guys I play with in the league, they like, man, you really doing that little league shit. And I be trying to explain it to them in my country and voice, like, bro, this shit fire. Bro, they got a real ranking system for Little
Right.
League, and that shit just
Yeah.
like the NCAA show. Like
Right.
you got to go on. I'm telling you. So when I get to explain it, they don't really understand it. But I
Right.
tell y'all all the time when I see y'all, this shit fire, man. Cause
Man, we
down here in
appreciate it, bro.
Georgia, YNC is it. It's the Mecca. Like I got kids on my team this year coming from out of town, and that's my recruit tactic. Your child gonna get an opportunity to play against the best of the best
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
he get to college. We are
Oh yeah.
representing the whole motherfucking state. That's why I take this shit serious.
Yeah.
Like people don't understand. These kids will never forget this for as long as they live. Some of these kids, they not gonna play football their whole life. But they gonna be 30 some years old saying, hey man, I was on the
Yeah.
best goddamn little league team ever. So,
100%.
man, shout out to y'all, man. I like what y'all doing. This shit is beautiful, man.
And I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna do, Coach. Cause and this on everything. Not only we gonna get that Coaches Hall of Fame, which I think is dope. But I think what's even doper, because you just said it, when your biggest sell is that you tell your kids they get to play against the best of the best. We talked to Coach Kyle earlier. If you talk about some of the players that have come through YNC now, and you talk about some of the most dopest college players, some of the dopest high school players that have played right now, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna do what we call a YNC Hall of Fame. And so when you can look here and say, man, my kid played against this kid, my kid played against that, my kid, I played DB, I locked down JJ when he was on the purple machine. Probably didn't happen. I locked down Bullet when he was at running back, or I locked down what's my main Coach P son? What's Coach P son name, man?
L
Um,
Nolan.
and Air Nolan. You know what I'm saying? I locked down Air Nolan. I played
Don't
against
don't
Air
don't
Nolan.
forget, don't forget KJ. You got KJ,
And
you got
that's right.
shout
You
out
got
to
KJ
Hill,
Whitecross,
you
Tank.
got Coach Hill's son that just transferred to
Yep.
Old Me. All these man, if y'all did a
You got
commercial, that'd be
Julian.
a fire commercial.
Oh, you already know that's en route. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's bigger than us. It's bigger than Clay and me. It's bigger than Battle. It's bigger than the coaches. Is that this is becoming a pipeline, man? Because when we keep saying like, look, we want the best to play against the best, iron sharpen iron. When I'll never forget that team, man, from Outlaws, man. What was the coach? What the quarterback from Outlaws, man? Kansas City Outlaws.
Kane Archer. Kane Archer.
Kane Archer. You remember that game when, man, it came to the wire, they straight and touchdown. It was like 54 to 48. They just going back and forth. It was just it was a dog fight. Man, these kids putting it out on the football field, man. These kids laying it out. So I'm saying we witnessing something that's greatness in the early stages, and that's why we love YNC, Coach. We love what your boys doing. We love that y'all getting a dog fight sometimes in a struggle, like when y'all got in a dog fight down with Bugatti down in South Florida, man. That's what make you better. You know what I'm saying? Preseason make you better. So that's what we looking forward to Alabama. We looking for y'all 6 peat coach. You know what I'm saying? And no, we don't want to see no blowouts. We want to see y'all fight it out and let the best play against the best, man. You know what I'm saying? So we glad y'all played. We glad y'all part of history. We glad that you've made history. And man, God willing, if you get this 6 peat, we gonna be right on the sidelines and broadcasting it live for everybody to see, my G.
Absolutely.
Coach Bat, man, before we let you go, brother, just want to say, man, we appreciate what you do for them kids. Cause like what you talking about right now, school is out, everybody at the house. Everybody don't understand that. Some coaches don't understand that.
Oh,
A
boy,
lot
you
of
got
times
hey, listen, boy,
coaching is a
you
lot
got to
more
do
than
that to
just X's
win.
and O's. Coaches is a lot more than X's and O's. So hats off to you, brother, man. We appreciate you. We're gonna see you in Alabama, big dog.
I appreciate y'all, man. Keep that thing going, man.
Yes, sir. Man, so man, then we got off track a little bit with that 10U, but listen, 10U was
We got to jump
crazy.
straight in that
I'm not
11
gonna
you
hold
now,
it up.
Jonah. Yeah, we
Yeah,
got to
no
jump straight in that
commercials tonight,
11 you.
man. Yeah, hey, I'm gonna just tell Al he can keep them. He can keep those commercials in his back pocket. We're gonna keep it rolling tonight, right at the number 10 spot, coming in all the way from Seattle, Washington Air, holding it down at the number 10 spot. At the number 9 spot, North Philly Blackhawks coming in from the Pennsylvania area. And of course, at the number 8 spot, OG Ducks holding it down for the West Coast. And coming again from Alabama once again, this Pipeline Ward is making it happen. The number 7 spot, Montgomery Cardinals. And then at the number 6 spots, Atlanta Elite Mob, man, out of Kentucky, / Alabama / in those areas, a kind of mixed team. And then this was a very competitive age group. I know I'm going through this age group a little quick, but this was a battle all year. A lot of these teams backflip, going back and forth. At one point, Montgomery Cardinals was at the number 2 spot, knocking off the Ravens
Yep.
early in
Yep.
preseason. This was a lot of stuff that went back and forth. So I don't want to discount what this age group really did in the preseason and throughout the regular season. Dogfight, of course. Miami Gardens Ravens at the number 5 spot. They've been a dominant team at the AYF, winning back-to-back-to-back championships. Got in the mix, of course, in the YNC and had to fight some juggernauts. A team that I feel is super strong and they can be strong this coming year. The Dragon Elite Academy, DEA, coming out of Texas at the number 4 spot. And listen, a team that came up a little bit short. I think they had the talent throughout the year. Coach Curtis did his thing. Tarrant City Ducks come in at the number 3 spot. And a team that was going from the preseason, dominant through the whole entire season, that if you was going to say, man, the team that will walk away with a national championship, everybody thought it, the Georgia Eagles come in at number 2 spot, but there's a reason you got to play this football game on the field,
Got to
not
play.
in the rankings board. You got to go in between the lines. You cannot take away the heart of a champion. We got fussed out, Clay. Why would y'all let Twin City Outlaws with multiple losses back in the national? They don't even deserve. Y'all got favoritism. Y'all don't know nothing about football. Y'all YNC garbage. It would have never happened at another platform. Another team would have never came in with 3 or 4 losses, and they won the national championship. Because
They
sometimes you
did
just
that.
got to let somebody get on the football field and play football instead of just judging what you think they should do. So all this team who y'all counted out, who y'all thought they was dead in the water because they took multiple losses early in the season, did not take a loss from the time they got off the football field. They took the hardest way in. They came in at the number 8 seed, played the hardest schedule, knocked everybody out, and won the national championship. Congratulations to the Twin City Outlaws, showing you why you got to play the game and stop getting caught about their
You got to
record
play the
early in the
game,
season.
man. You got to play. And I've never seen a coach so crunk like Twin City head coach was after that victory, man. Listen, brother, if you'd put some
Dog was
pads
beating
on
on his
him,
chest like a
hey,
gorilla.
woo, my man was ready. My man was ready, man. But listen, I could talk all night about that game, man. It was a great game, and
Oh,
to Jonah's
yeah,
point, that's why you play the game, and that's what the YNC is
yeah,
all about. We're gonna put the best from the
100%.
best. It don't matter if you're from down the street from each other or if you're across the country from each other. You are the best 2 teams in the country. You guys are gonna see each other. So we're gonna jump right into this 12U, Jonah, because we still got a lot to cover tonight before people try to get
Yes,
to
sir.
sleep, right? Sitting at number 10, we have the Staten Island Hurricanes out of New York. Sitting at number 9 on this final 12U ranking, Charged Up Bulls representing Virginia. Number 8, ABA Bulldogs representing Atlanta, Georgia. Sitting at number 7, the Benson Bruins, all the way from the West Coast in Washington. Sitting at number 6, Royal Palm Beach Wildcats, again, another team representing out of Florida. Your number 5
Yeah,
12U team in the country, North Philly Blackhawks, representing Pennsylvania. Sitting at number 4, the Osceola Cowboys. Number 3, Texas Elite. Number 2, the Watkins Bounty Boys, and the number 1 12U team in the country, Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes, also known as Big Zip. And I know, and I'm going to go on and lace you guys up. Listen, man, before you start all your shenanigating, right? I stole that word from my man Corey Jefferson. All your shenanigating. Let's speak facts for a moment. The YNC is built on teams that are qualified based on the dates that they register. The Big Zip team that was in the YNC is not the same Big Zip team that was in AYF. I take my hat off to the Watkins County Bounty Boys. They did a hell of a job by beating that team, but that wasn't the same team that played in the YNC. Our national champion, our number 1 team in the country is the Big Zip team that played in the YNC. If the Watkins Bounty Boys want to beat that team to claim the number 1 spot, we got a spot for them at the preseason nationals. All right, it ain't no favoritism, it's just facts. 2 totally different teams. It is what it is. All right, Jonah, let it start.
Well, it's nothing to talk about, Clay. Those teams did play with their natural rosters early in the season. There's nothing to even go back and forth about. If people don't know and they don't follow you football, Watkins played the Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes earlier that season, played them at their field with their natural rosters, and the score was 18-6. Big Zip won. And so that was part of where Watkins was ranked in the season earlier, that they weren't ranked number 2 or 3 coming in. They weren't in the top 5 just because they had previously taken a loss. So, of course, to accommodate, however, we can't regulate any other tournament, but when they strip a team down to say, hey, listen, these kids can't play, or these kids can't play, or this, that's not the team that we rank. We rank those teams with all their players, with all their running backs, with all their linebackers, with their quarterback. That is the team that we rank. We don't rank the Hurricanes to a stripped down fashion team. So when those two teams do have their rosters and they played, which they already did, the result was 18-6. And so listen, anytime that I feel that, and this is me personally, if Big Zip goes and play any team in the country with their full roster, it won't be close. That's just my personal opinion. I think I've watched and evaluated all the teams in the country, and at that particular age group, a full roster of the Hurricanes is 2 touchdowns better than everyone at
And,
that particular age. And no discount to anybody else right now. This is just
and
evaluation of football.
And let me address the elephant in the room, because I know some people have already said, well, they were in the FYFL and this roster and that roster. Let me explain something to you. The FYFL had a bylaw in their a rule in their bylaws last year for rosters that says that on their official FYFL roster, they could have players that had a July 1st birthday on their official roster. Those players just were not going to be allowed to play in particular games required by FYFL. So Big Zip had a legitimate roster. Their roster was in the FYFL guidelines and bylaws, and they played the appropriate kids against appropriate teams on the appropriate dates. So there's nothing we can do about it. We don't govern the bylaws of particular leagues. We go off what their rules are. And Big Zip was within their rules per their bylaws. Checked it 3 times, guys. So, hey, if you want to cry to somebody on that, you might want to get in contact with whoever the FYFL president is and cry to him. Because from my standpoint, we don't govern that. And based on their bylaws, they were in compliance.
So congratulations once again to those teams as we get to move on to the 13 and under, Clay, man. Now listen, this was a very interesting age group coming down at the 13 and under the number 10 spot, the Boynton Beach Bulldogs coming in at number 10. Then, of course, at the number 9 spot, Primetime Select Giants. At the number 8 spot, Certified South coming out of Missouri. At the number 7 spot, Southfield Falcons holding it down out of Michigan. At the number 6 spots, Las Vegas Tribe. And at the number 5 spot, Trey Man Elite Jaguars holding it down at the number 5 spot. And listen, a team that was dominant, that turned hot at the end of the year. Shout out to those boys, Reggie Jones, and those boys out of Seattle. Listen, Air Academy was very impressive, nearly getting into the championship game at the very end. A tough team, man. Air Academy, very impressive. Coming in at the number 3 spot, the Miami Gardens Ravens, holding it down out of South Florida. And the number 2 spot, the OG Ducks, coming in
OG
out of California.
Ducks.
And then a team that just was dominant all year. Teams counting them out. They said they couldn't go ahead and come back to back. Got to give your boys some dubs. Got to give them some credit. They lost some of probably the most dynamic youth football player. And they just say they won't be the same without him. Man, they proved them wrong. They proved the world wrong. The Rare Breeds coming back as a national champions. The number 1 team in the nation, Rare Breeds. They went 8 what?
Hey, ape shit. You know what I'm saying? And listen, we got to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah,
DeMarcus Flanagan and his staff have figured out how to win 6 YNC championships in a row with 2 separate teams. He's
yeah.
gone. Is it 6 or 5? Am I tripping? Is it 6 or 5?
Listen, if you ask him, he'll tell you 10. But it's,
He's done it. He's done it with 2 separate teams, man.
he's
So I
done it
mean,
with
you
2
you
separate
can't knock it,
teams.
man. It's crazy. I know he won 3 with the last team, and then he won 13U and 12U. So I'm sorry, 5 years in a row with 2 separate teams, man. And you can't knock, what he's done. You can say what you want about the
Got to
man.
give my
Maybe you don't
dog his
agree with
credit.
him personally. Maybe you don't agree with, his tactics. But the reality is when it comes to December, for the past 5 years, my man's been holding a YNC crystal ball in his hand Hey, pretending like he finna throw it in the beach for the camera. So hats off to Coach Flanagan and that whole rare breed movement, man. I can't wait to see what he does. From what I'm hearing, he going back down to 10U, and there's some things. You see, 10U and 9U. I got to look at my notes. But it's some things, that's going on rare breed's race. So let's jump right into 14U, Jonah, and then we're gonna hit these people with the location for the
Yes,
YNC
sir.
preseason nationals, and then we're gonna drop these 46 automatic invites so these people can get to sleep.
Let's do it.
So
Take off.
jumping right into 14U, right? And 14U is such a volatile age group. We're just gonna talk about the top five. Sitting at number 5, Sunnyland Sun Devils out of Florida. Going in at number 4, OG Ducks representing California, the number 3 14U team in the country, Maryland Heat. Sitting at number 2, Vegas Strong representing Nevada and the number 1 14U team in the country, Orange County Buckeyes. Y'all may know them as the OC Buckeyes, right? And I mean, that's 2, maybe 3 years in a row for them on the 14U level, John. I mean, God, dog, they keep winning, they keep winning, they keep winning. What can you
Coach
say
Les
about
is
that team, brother?
he's setting up a pipeline right now, and they're dominant. Their blocking schemes, the offensive line coach, the defense, they are just on a whole nother level. They look like a mini high school team, not even like a JV. They look like a mini varsity team. Right,
They
it's going to
do.
be
They
hard to
do.
knock Les off now because he's got a great recruiting pipeline right now, great coaching. They come out there, they never panic no matter what they see. It's going to be hard to really get the juice back. It used to be competitive between them and the Ducks, but I would want to say, uh, listen, Les is now dominating the 14 and under in the California area
Yeah.
right now, without a shadow of a doubt. And I think that's what Coach Keefe he's recognized that he's moving to different age groups. Last year he was on the 13U. This year I think he's going to be on the 12U. And listen, Coach
Yep.
Keefe is a legend in itself. He's got a lot of championships at 14 and under. But how could you say it? Everybody got their time to shine under the sun. But right now, Coach Keefe is really developing something at a younger age group in the California area. So shout out to the Ducks. Shout out to Juice County. 2 dominant programs on the West Coast. And shout out to Vegas Strong, dominant as well on the West Coast, really representing West Coast youth football.
All right, guys. So listen, as AG clears the screen, I'm gonna grab your attention for a moment. So, as we all know, right? Everybody is asking, where are we going, Clay Jonah? Where are we going? People talking about Hoover, people talking about Huntsville. Let me be the first to tell you, the 2025 preseason nationals are going to be in Alabama, but they're not going to be in Hoover. They're not going to be in Huntsville. All right. We are going to be at a beautiful complex with 4 multi-purpose turf fields, 1 beautiful stadium turf field, 5 total fields, so we can facilitate this 90-team massive 4-day event in Millbrook, Alabama, right on the outskirts of Montgomery, at a beautiful complex by the name of the Fields at 17 Spring. Boom. Now, you have all
Check
this
this video
information
out
here.
though. Hold
AG
on,
gonna
Clay,
put the.
before you go any further, Clay.
Oh, yeah,
Let's
yeah,
let the
yeah,
people
yeah,
see what
yeah,
we're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about. Take off.
Yeah.
Take off. Let me see that video, AG. What
Show what it
we
look like,
looking like
AG.
for preseason?
Oh, yeah. There you go. Beautiful complex. Five turf fields, baby. 4 turf fields and a big stadium. Jonah, you're gonna be too live in that media booth in that stadium, man.
Oh, I'm gonna be crazy in that stadium. I ain't gonna know how to act. I'm letting you know right now. Bring me some turntables, some mics.
That's it right there. That's what we're gonna be, baby.
Yeah, Clay, I think I'm gonna come in just like Kendrick tomorrow with my little theme music and a little fog machine. You feel me?
So that's where we're gonna be at. AG, let's go and throw the flyer up there for them so they can screenshot it, pass it around, right? They could go on and throw it on up there so they have something to kind of put out there on social media. So, like we said, July 31st through August 3rd, Millbrook, Alabama, the fields at 17 Springs, right? Now, what we're going to do afterwards, right, is we're going to talk you guys through the 46 automatic invites. Now, let me explain to you how these 46 automatic invites work. There are 90 total slots for this event. All right. The 46 invites are teams that we are guaranteeing a spot for at least 5 days. So, what that means is that tonight we're going to give you the 46 invites. Tomorrow, I will send the links out to all 46 teams. And once they have that link is sent out, they've got 5 days to get online, get registered, get everything situated, right, and get yourself locked in. Now, the other 34 slots, the link will be up in an hour for you to book those other 34 slots. So it don't matter who it is, right? We're going to take 10 teams on every age group, right? So we're going to drop 4 invites on 6U. So that means 6 of them going to be open. On 7U, 8U, 9U, 10U, and 11U, we're going to drop 6 invites. So that means there's going to be 4 open slots. On 12U, 13U, and 14U, we're dropping 4 invites. So that means there are going to be 6 open slots. It's on a first come, first serve basis. If you don't get this automatic invite, right, you're gonna have to jump on the link, get registered, get yourself situated, and then get locked in. If you want to challenge the best, this is where it's at, the Youth National Championship. And I don't know, Joan, is there anything else we need to say, or should we just go on and jump in onto who the 4
Take
teams are on
off.
6U?
Take off. Let's
All
see
right,
what we got.
guys. So here we go. 4 teams with the automatic invites on 6U to the 2025 YNC Preseason Nationals. Municipal Raiders out of Alabama. Bessemer Tigers out of Alabama. Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes out of Florida. And Atlanta Elite Wolfpack. Yes, you see it. Atlanta Elite Wolfpack is on 6U again. Those are going to be your 4 automatic invites for 6U to the YNC Preseason Nationals. Now, Jonah, as you know, a lot of times 6U is hard to kind of put an eye on it, but from what I've been hearing, man, this Municipal Raider team was the number 1 5U team in the country last year.
Listen, it's always a little transfer between 6U and 5U. I think you just come from those predominant areas that always put out good work. Alabama, Florida, Georgia, in those age groups, you're going to get something. It's going to shake out to be what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, the other 4 teams that's going to join this already group right here, I think it's just going to be already an absolute movie. Look for us to probably get 2 more teams that's strong from Georgia, a good team that comes from Texas. And I think in that mix there, we'll be able to get some good shakeups at that 6 and under.
100%. Now let's roll on to 7U AG. So now, like we talked about on 7U, we dropping 6 teams, 6 automatic invites tonight. And we're going to start it off with Lauderdale Lakes Vikings, right? Then you got the Valley Boys out of California. Coach Hayes, I told you I
Ooh.
was going to hit you up. We've got the Miami Garden Ravens, all right? Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes, Bessemer Tigers, and then our
Yeah.
defending national champion, who is now just GEA 7U, Coach Ken, right? They are ready to defend that national championship. These are going to be your 6 automatic invites on 7U. And again, Jonah, you talking about some smoke right here on this screen.
Straight smoke. And like wherever GA is going to be at, you already know you're going to get the best of the best. Bessemer Tiger always does it great at that young age group. I don't know what's in their water. I don't know what's in their recipe. Same thing goes with the Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes and Lauderdale Lakes and the Miami Garden Ravens. You see how dominant they were at 6 and under. This is a ticket right here at the 7 and under. That's straight smoke.
I sure hope the Valley Boys can come on over here to this side of the country, man. I think it'll be some great work for them in the preseason. All right,
Yeah.
AG, let's drop the 6 teams that get the automatic invite on 8U. 6 teams that get the automatic invite on 8U. All right. You've got our national champion, ATL Supreme, right? Then you got the Bessemer Tigers, who were the national runner-ups, West Orlando Jaguars, Southeast
Yeah.
Dallas Wolverines, the North Henry Tigers, and the Lithonia Lions. Now, I've been hearing some rumors that Lithonia is kind of loaded up on the back end of this whole ordeal. So, do we have somebody that may be able to dethrone Supreme early, or are we going to be looking at Supreme right out the get-go like we saw last year?
Clay, this look like a national championship. I feel like I'm already at the end of the year in December looking at these teams right here. Won't be any different. Get your popcorn ready. Great football. You can guarantee one of these top two teams that come out of here will be playing for a national championship. You can go ahead and punch it right now.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about the 6 9U teams that's getting their invite tonight, right? So of course we know that the national champion Rare Breeds is going to be invited. Then you've got the national runner up, the Space City Bounty Boys,
Ooh,
Adamsville Tigers in the mix. Now
ooh.
this Atlanta Elite, Georgia, I think he said it was Georgia Power Elite.
Yeah.
This is like a mixture of a couple teams
Freaking
here, man. So that's going to be interesting. Of course,
just
the
straight
invitation has
fire.
been extended to the Frankfurt Chargers. I hope that they take it. And then, of course, the
God.
Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes as well, too, man. This thing here, if all 6 of these teams plus the additional 4 teams, that 9U bracket could be stupid in Millbrook.
Stupid. You understand what I'm saying? Rare Breed, Space City, Adamsville, ATL, Frankfurt, Hurricanes, man, that's just a straight movie. And you out there on those turf fields, you out there in Alabama, it's like a steel cage match. You can't get out. Ain't no coming there. I'm gonna play one game. I ain't gonna play the other. I don't want to play this team. We gonna play that. Nah, you can't. Once you in, it's like a steel cage match. We gonna close the gate, put the chain around it, lock the gate, and whoever come out, they come out as a champs for preseason.
100%. Now, we didn't stop there, guys. We got 6 more automatic invites tonight on 10U as well, too. 6 more. So, of course, like we talked about, we're going to start with your national champion, right? So, your national champion is the Bessemer Tigers. Now, you see Rare Breeds on 10U is kind of snuck in there, which is a combination of a couple teams now. So it may throw you off a little bit, but understand that Jonah and I, this is what we do. We know what we got going on. So Icy Boys in the mix, right? Gorilla Mob, the AYF champ. Is he going to come back to the YC platform or is he going to stay where he's safe? Dallas Elite, representing Dallas and Texas. And of course, Lauderdale Lakes Vikings on 10U. These 6 teams here on 10U, Jonah, this could be crazy. This could be
It can be
crazy.
crazy. And what sets it off is the Rare Breeds mix. We know Bessemer going to be at home. They're in Alabama. They're going to be feeling good. So Icy, I already talked to Coach Kai. He got something to prove. He said he want to jump back out, be the #1 team from wire to wire. He wants to walk away with a preseason championship, but he knows that's not the one that really counts, but it will send a signal to the rest of the 10Us that they for real. Gorilla Rob, we need you back, my man. Listen, ain't no need to go ahead and just go ahead and fake yourself out. You know what the real is. You know what the really real is. Dallas Elite, man, you already got a taste. Y'all know what it is. Ain't nothing to play about. And we already know what you're going to bring to the table now. There ain't no time to play. We'll see you there. I know you're going to be on the sideline and the wife beater, ready to rock and roll. So listen, and this is adding the other team to it. Man, it's just good football. Like if you really do this, and you really enjoy it, my man, this is what you want to see. Now, if you don't do this and you don't know these names and you don't know these teams and you just coming out there without, all right, come out to Alabama, find you some restaurants, come out to find a vibe, find a hookah bar, do that. But if you like football, this it right here. It's no way around it, Clay.
Without a doubt. All right. So now let's talk about 11U. Let's talk about
Ooh,
11U, these
ooh.
automatic invites. We got 6 of them. Of course, you know you got Voodoo. We got the Bessemer Tigers. We got the SCD Wolverines. We have the West Orlando Jaguars. We have the Mac Dolphins. And we have the Sawboys. Come on now. You can't ask for a better nucleus than this. Plus, whatever other 4 teams decide to step up to the mix and challenge for that voodoo crown in Millsbrook, man. This is going to be tier 1 football across the board.
Nah, you're right, Clay. Because listen, Saw Boys to me are the face of Midwest football. They bring everything that's tough. They play just like the down south teams. They play like the out west teams. They are the poster boys for the Midwest. Mac Dolphins probably has one of the best quarterback wide receiver combinations I've seen in youth football. They just got to tighten up a little bit on defense, but as so forth as going in there, Mac Dolphins have all the tools that you want to see from an Air and C show. West Orlando Jags is probably one of the most improved teams that I've seen from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. They have the potential to knock off anybody, anytime, anywhere. And what can we say about the Wolverines, man? We already know what they bring to the table. They tough. They got national championship caliber. Is this the year where they close the gap between them and Voodoo? And we already know Bessemer Tigers, what they bring to the table. And then we talk about a team that has potential six-peak built in their DNA. It don't get better than this, Clay. Only at the YNC. It is what it is, my G. Ain't nothing to talk about.
Now on 12U, we're gonna drop 4 invites, man, because as you get a little bit older, it gets a little bit harder for these people to really decide if they want that smoke or not. So as we
Right.
roll to 12U, we're gonna start with our national champions, the Twin City Outlaws. Then we're gonna go with our national runner-up, the Georgia Eagles. Then, hey, Panama Poppy gonna have to stay in Alabama, Terrence City Ducks, and then your guys that I think they went to another platform and won a national championship. Now they're gonna come back to the YNC and see if they can get this season started off right. DEA Dragon Elite Academy, man. 4 solid teams that, hey, this is why you play it. To have some great football early in the season, see what you really got and what you really need to work on.
Well, I want to see how Twin City's going to look. I know a lot of kids committed to middle school football, so we're going to see what they look like as we get closer to the season. So, man, this is where 12U gets crazy. This is where 13U get crazy. So we'll as we get closer to the season kickoff, we'll see which teams really lock in for the YNC.
Most definitely. Now, 4 invites on 13U as well. Again, we start with our national champion. Of course, Big Zip is going to be there with an invite in the mix, right? Then we're going to talk about the Watkins Bounty Boys. I know y'all probably upset with me right now, but it's one way to shut me up. Show up and show out, baby. The invite is there for you. Then you have Texas Elite representing Texas, of course, and then the Osceola Cowboys. And I'm going to tell you an interesting story, Jonah, about that head coach. I ran into him after they had finished playing at a restaurant, and he came over and it just talked to me about the experience of the YNC and how his players are much better for it, and now they're going to be ready for competition like Big Zip and Texas Elite going forward. You can't ask for a better nucleus than this. These 4 teams right here could really get this 13U bracket started off in the right direction.
So, Coach, give me a little insight now. I know Coach Keefe's moved to what age group this year? Is it
Coach
12U?
Keefe is on 12U. Coach Keefe is on 12U.
So
He's
I know
on
if he's on
12U,
Coach,
but he's also
so if
doing
Coach,
14U too. He's doing 14 and 12.
so 100%, if Coach Keefe is on 12U at the OG Ducks, we already know what they're gonna bring to the table. You might as well do the invite right here, right now, Coach. Don't even wait till next week. No, listen, get Keefe down to Alabama. It's not on the printed screen yet, but give him an official YNC invite right here to 12 and under. OG Ducks, 12U invite to Alabama. Go ahead and just make it official, Clay.
Just gonna give it to him. Don't don't
Go
don't
ahead and
don't
give it
don't
to
even
him.
don't even go through the process. Just give it to him, huh?
Nah, no, ain't
All
no
right.
part. Cut
Hey
the
man.
listen.
Hey, you called it. Well, you called it. We're gonna go and throw that 12. That we're gonna add one more to the 12U. OG Ducks in the mix, just like that.
I love it. I love it, man. I love it. I love it. So, man, listen,
And the reason that that's
Alabama.
great. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I said the reason that that's great is because they can pair up with a 14U, who is one of the 4 teams on this 14U that's got their invite as we flip on over AG. Of course, we're going to start with the OC Buckeyes. Then you've got the OG Ducks. Air Academy has received their invite. And then, of course, the Maryland Heat. Right there, right off the mix, boom. So now the 12U can go along with the 14U, Jonah, just like
I
that.
love it. I love it. Well, I'm good, man. That's some action. You got some West Coast action, some Midwest action. The Texas, Florida, DMV, Georgia, Alabama. You just got to really love what preseason is looking like. And these are just the first invites. We still got another 35, 36 to give out as we get towards this season. So, man, this is a great start to see where this is going to be at come August,
So
man. I'm
And let me
impressed.
explain this to everybody again so you understand it. 46 invites tonight. These 46 invites will all be sent to everybody's contact in their email either tonight or tomorrow, right? And then those other 34 invites, it's completely open. We're going to put the link up. We're going to open it up on Zors for anybody. So if you want to play OG Ducks, if you want to play Rare Breeds, if you want to play the Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes, you know, the Atlanta Elite, Supreme, et cetera, et cetera. All you got to do is click on the link, register your team, pay your financial obligation, and make sure your Zorts player cards are good so you can face the best teams in the country. It's literally that simple. So you can't say, oh, there's favoritism. Everybody in the country's got the same opportunity to get on that link and register. The link for the open 34 slots will be up in exactly 1 hour. Soon as Joan and I get off this show, I'm gonna get to working, pop. We will put on the YNC page and the Generation Next page that is up, and it's up to you at that point. It's up to you. It's in your hands. So don't say Jonah and Clay didn't give me a shot. It's there. We taking 90 teams, 46 spots have been accounted for. If teams don't take advantage of the 46 spots within 5 days, then now that spot opens up. So now there's even more opportunity for you to get in there and shock the world. This is the Youth National Championship. We don't care if you're from Alaska, if you're from Akron. We don't care if you're from Albuquerque. You could be from Houston. You could be from Maine. If you can ball, show up and show out. That's how we get down.
I love it. Albuquerque and Maine. Sign them up. Man, so I think we really just kind of we covered everything tonight. We talked about the top teams that really just did their thing from last year to 2024, coming into the 2025 season. We talked about where the YNC preseason nationals will be located at in Alabama with the 4 turf fields in the stadium, and we talked about the teams that have been invited thus far. That is not the end result, guys. Listen, if you didn't receive an invitation yet, it's not the end of the world. And it does not mean that your team wasn't worthy of the invite. These are just teams that we've invited, what we call our first wave of invites. So there'll be another second wave of invites that come out as well. Your team will be in that. And most important, what you take away from tonight is making sure that you respond quickly and lock them in. Last year, it filled in a week. So when we were in Panama City, coaches was just chilling. They was relaxing. Hey, man, sign me in. Let me in. I heard the message. Listen, if you are on and your head coach wasn't on tonight, make sure you get your head coach the information. Last year, it took 6 days and all 90 teams were locked in. I'm sure it won't be any difference right here. Those type of facilities, the type of organization, the type of vibes that's going to be out there for this year, you won't want to miss it, man. So make sure if your team was not on tonight, get it to the coach. Make sure they follow up with us, and then we'll be second
Let's
out our
get it.
second Wednesday. Like Clay said, if they haven't responded within those 5 days, then we'll bump in the next wave of invites to take the places of the teams that haven't responded, man. Beside that, let's go ahead. Let's get ready to eat. Y'all boys get out there and kick off the 2025 season in the most dominant way possible at the YNC preseason national championships.
Let's go.
All right, well, listen, man. I know it's late. It's 11:30. Y'all people got work tomorrow. Y'all had y'all little Memorial Day vibe. Watched a little basketball. Had some barbecue. You see Clay tapping it off with a little Hennessy or whatever he was drinking. My dog probably had some iced tea. But listen, man, we'll catch y'all next week. As we get more invites out, man, we thank y'all. I know y'all going to be buzzing tonight. Y'all going to have some people that's mad. Y'all got some people that hate me. You got some people that hate Clay. But we love you back, man. It's all good, man. We still going to be there. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. YNC 2025, Bama is going down. Shout out to my partner in crime, Clayton Guillory. I'm Jonah Woolard, my man Al in the back on the 1 and 2s. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place, right here on Generation X Youth Sports Network, Football Uncut.
Listen to the drum sounds.
Let's take them for the YNC. You shooting a movie, meet us on the set. We at YNC, battle tested, Generation X. Ayy, YNC, wanna smoke? You know where it's at. At the YNC with it, gotta know what to expect. Yeah, YNC, yeah, that's where everybody be. Ayy, YNC, last year we gave the folk the key to the YNC. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the YNC? Pull up and I get out here and freeze. Ayy, yeah, this is where it started. Where your skills, where your rank, where your heart at. Where your fans, where your coaches, where your squad at. It's how you finish up the drill, it don't matter where you start at. Hey, this is where all the games get litty. Hey, yeah, tell me who gon' take it back to they city. Yeah, hey, this is where all the greatest teams be. Game week, yeah, you know where to find me. Let's take them for the YNC. You shooting a movie, meet us on the set. We at YNC, battle tested, Generation X, ayy, YC, wanna smoke. You know where it's at the YC with it. Gotta know what to expect, yeah. YC, yeah, that's where everybody be, ayy. YC, last year we gave the folk the key to the YC. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the YC? Pull up when I get out here and take them folk to YC. We shootin' a movie, meet us on the set, we at YC. Battle tested, Generation X, ayy, YC, wanna smoke. You know where it's at the YC with it. Gotta know what to expect, yeah. YC, yeah, that's where everybody be, ayy. YC, last year we gave the folk the key to the YC. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the YC? Pull up and I get out here and freeze, ayy. YC, can anybody beat rare breed at the YC? Voodoo going for a 5P at the YC. Big zip, solid concrete at the YC. Adamsville coming back to eat, yeah. YC, Bessemer got 2 different teams in the YC. Them Buckeyes gon' crush somebody's dreams at the YC. Them beat that cause it ain't no in between. Ayy, who leaving out of Florida with that ring? Let's take them for the YC. We shootin' a movie, meet us on the set, we at YC. Battle tested, Generation X, ayy, YC, wanna smoke. You know where it's at the YC with it. Gotta know what to expect, yeah. YC, yeah, that's where everybody be, ayy. YC, last year we gave the folk the key to the YC. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the YC? Pull up and I get out here and freeze.